Have you ever wondered what would happen if the North Pole started to melt at an alarming rate? This past summer, the Arctic was a scene of such a reality. A stark, chilling reminder of our planet's fragility. A historic heat wave swept across the region, breaking temperature records and warming the Arctic at a rate nearly 4 times faster than anywhere else on Earth. This is not just a meteorological anomaly, but a transformation of an entire landscape. Key data points from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration tell a story of declining ice cover, increased moisture, and a greener environment. This unprecedented shift is reshaping the Arctic right before our eyes. The famed Northwest Passage, once a frozen labyrinth, saw ice melt to levels never seen before. Salmon populations in Alaska are at odds, with some facing record lows while others are experiencing record highs. And let's not forget the severe flooding caused by dramatic glacial thinning. This is not just an Arctic problem. The Arctic's transformation is a global issue. Imagine a waterway that has been frozen for centuries suddenly experiencing an unprecedented ice melt. This is no longer a figment of our imagination, but the reality of the Northwest Passage, a historically icy route through the Canadian archipelago. This past summer, the passage witnessed a historic milestone. The ice that once weaved its way through these waters receded dramatically, revealing a waterway that has been largely inaccessible for centuries. But why does this matter? While this event may seem like a boon for shipping routes, reducing distances and potentially transforming global trade, it's a stark reminder of the profound and rapid changes our Earth is undergoing due to climate change. The geography of our world is being reshaped, with regions once thought permanent melting away. The implications of these changes are far-reaching, affecting everything from global trade to wildlife habitats. Our world's geography is changing, and it's happening right before our eyes. What if I told you that the survival of salmon in western Alaska is at stake? This past summer, the Chinook and chum salmon populations in western Alaska faced unprecedented challenges, with populations dipping to record lows. This is not just a story of dwindling fish numbers, but a glaring manifestation of climate change's profound impact on our ecosystems. But here's the kicker. While some species are struggling, others are thriving in these changing conditions. Conversely, in Bristol Bay, the sockeye salmon population surged to record highs. This stark divergence in the fortunes of different salmon populations underscores the complex and intricate ways climate change impacts various species and ecosystems. Climate change is a global phenomenon, but its effects are local, varied, and often unpredictable. It's not just about rising temperatures and melting ice caps. It's about the survival of species, the health of ecosystems, and the balance of nature. Climate change is not just affecting us humans, it's impacting the entire web of life. Could you imagine your home being swept away by a torrent of water? Such was the grim reality for some residents of Juneau, Alaska, victims of a catastrophic event born from 2 decades of dramatic glacial thinning. This tale of ice and water is not a tale of natural progression, but a chilling narrative of our changing climate. The glaciers, those immense rivers of ice, have been thinning at an alarming rate. The result? A torrent of water, a flash flood that tore through homes, leaving destruction in its wake. But this is not just a story of one town's tragedy. It's a global warning. The connection between ice loss and extreme weather events is becoming more evident, and it's a link we can't ignore. Our warming world is losing its ice, and with it, our buffer against such disasters. Climate change is not a distant threat, it's a present danger. What happens when the world's largest island starts to melt? Picture this. Greenland, home to the world's second-largest ice sheet, is experiencing an unprecedented melting event. Temperatures near the peak of the ice sheet have soared above freezing, a rare occurrence that has only been recorded 5 times in history. The ice, once a symbol of the Arctic's untouched wilderness, is now revealing the stark reality of our warming planet. As the ice melts, the story it tells is one of profound change. It's not just about the transformation of the Arctic's icy landscape into a greener environment. It's about the global repercussions that are set into motion. The melting ice contributes to rising sea levels, threatening coastal communities around the world. It's a cascade of effects that reaches far beyond the Arctic. The melting of Greenland's ice sheet is a ticking time bomb for global sea levels. As we witness these changes, the urgency for climate action becomes ever more apparent. Picture this: an inferno consuming millions of acres in Canada, the worst wildfire season in recorded history. In the summer just past, Canada grappled with its most severe wildfire season. Over 90% of a staggering 11 million acres were charred in the Northwest Territories alone. The scale and ferocity of these fires, unlike anything we've seen before, were not merely the result of natural cycles. Changing human activities, such as deforestation and rampant carbon emissions, have added fuel to the fire, quite literally. The ripple effects of these devastating fires are far-reaching, impacting not just the immediate environment, but contributing to global warming and climate change. The smoke and ash carried by winds can darken the skies thousands of miles away. The intense heat can thaw permafrost, releasing even more greenhouse gases into our already burdened atmosphere. The flames of these wildfires are a stark reminder of the urgent need for climate action. The Arctic's rapid transformation is not just a wake-up call, it's a fire alarm. The past summer's record-breaking heatwave in the Arctic has set a precedent, a stark reminder of the urgent need to address climate change. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's report, an extensive piece of research compiled by 82 authors from 13 countries, serves as a potent wake-up call. The report details a changing Arctic landscape, revealing a decrease in ice cover, elevated moisture levels, and an increasingly green environment. From the mysteries of the Northwest Passage to the tale of divergent salmon populations, from the catastrophic floods due to glacial thinning to the vulnerable peaks of Greenland's ice sheet and the devastating wildfires in Canada, the fallout of climate change is both profound and far-reaching. As reiterated by NOAA Administrator Rick Spinrad, the time for action is indeed now. Climate change is reshaping our world, and the time for collective action is now.